Hello, everyone. April Cox here, and I am interviewing Andrea Mendoza. She is a former student of mine who just finished her first book. It is called The Love Tank, and I am so excited about this book. I cannot even tell you. Every single child needs to have one of these, and I think it's going to be a huge success. So you heard it here first. But let me start by introducing you to this wonderful woman. Andrea, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us a little bit about your background and what got you started writing.
Sure, I am actually an investigator, a public health researcher focusing on behavior. And I've always been fascinated by the idea of behavior. And I guess also have always been very creative. My mom says, I always knew you were going to be an author. And I say this just happened. The book, the story that I wrote, somewhat wrote itself. And the whole process for publishing it has been great, of course, with your help and the help of all your team. The Love Tank was a story that needed to be told and needed to come out. And I just lent my hands basically to make it happen.
What was going on in your life and with the kids at the time?
Since I became a mom first 4 years ago, have been in this journey to become a better version of myself. I want to be the best that I can for my children and have been using a lot of resources to help me to understand myself first and then be able to give myself to my kids fully. One of the things that I've been exploring is the idea of loving unconditionally and just doing a lot of inner work. My daughter saw me crying and I was really upset about a school shooting at the time. And she asked me about it. And I didn't know exactly how to explain what was going on and why I was so sad. Just imagining kids a little bit older than her, right? So I started telling her about the love tank in words that a child could understand. And that some people's love tank is empty and they tend to do bad things when the love tank is empty. And that's why I'm sad, etc. And so the idea originated there. And then again, the book just wrote itself. So I woke up one morning. Olivia, my daughter, had crawled into bed with me and she was still asleep. And so I was trapped in bed. Well, I didn't want to wake her up. And I had my phone next to me. And again, the idea kept coming up in my mind. And I started writing it on my phone, writing the story on my phone. So the first draft of the love tank is written on a phone at 6 a.m. in the morning while I'm trapped in bed. And then I showed it to different people who were very encouraging, and someone connected me with you, and the rest is history.
I love it. And you found an absolutely perfect illustrator to work with you on this. Tell us about that process that you went through with her.
Rita is so inspirational too. She is a mother as well. We got along very well from the beginning, and I think is because we are both pouring our hearts into what we do. So one of her first comments to me was, I can see the love that you're putting in your work and I love it. And I'm so excited to work with you. And I feel the same about her. She just pours her heart out into her illustrations, and it's just been a great experience to work with her. And of course, her illustrations are beautiful, and the book wouldn't be what it is without her.
I know you have the book with you. So show us what it looks like
Yeah.
and some of these beautiful illustrations.
Yeah. This is a cover of the Love Tank. And
So I love this. That's one of my favorite illustrations, the one that you had there with the little boy with the mom drawing the tank. I thought that was just brilliant way of helping them visualize. So tell us about that particular image and that process that you're going through there with the little boy.
so actually, this is the prompt that I gave the illustrator at the beginning to see. I gave it to three different illustrators, and they all came up with different things. And Rita actually came up with this other one, and which we ended up using in a later page. But the prompt that I gave says, let's play make believe. Imagine that you have different containers in your body and let's call them tanks. And I think eventually when I decided to go with Rita, I told her about this idea of the mom maybe with the kids and showing them the love tank. This particular drawing was a collaborative process all back and forth with my ideas and Rita's ideas on top. And yeah, it came out really nice.
I really love that. And so tell us about the concept of a love tank. The way that you explain it to children and the way that it unfolds is brilliant.
Yeah. So the love tank in this book, I started talking about different containers in your body. So the food tank, which is your stomach, and we can feel when it's empty. A knowledge tank, which is the brain, and then there's the love tank. And I explained that not many people think or know about the love tank, but it's really important because when our love tank is empty, we can tend to feel grumpy and maybe if it's really empty, do bad things. And so the love tank is where we store all the love that other people are giving us, the love that we give to other people. The great thing about love is that you can't run low if you're giving it out. So by giving it to other people, it multiplies. It doesn't deplete your love tank. And so all of this is explained in the book. And in the end, we're seeing maybe how some people who have low love tanks could do bad things, which I think is a really useful concept for children too. Because sometimes, for instance, I've even had my daughter come to me, she's 4 years old, and tell me about so and so who pushed her. I feel like parents think about how can we explain to our kids that it's not personal? It's not about her, it's about the person who pushed her. And there's nothing wrong with my daughter, right? And maybe this other person just needs a smile or needs some loving gesture to come back. My belief is there's no good people or bad people, as we say in the book, but we all have the ability to act kindly and we all have the ability to act in a really bad way, depending on our experiences in our life. So, by inviting kids to share love with others and to fill other people's love tanks, I'm really hoping that we can change the way that our future generations are relating to each other too. And understanding that we're not intrinsically bad or intrinsically good. We all have the ability to fluctuate between good or bad. And the way that we relate to each other and what we get from other people and what we give to other people can influence our future behavior too and make us act in positive ways or negative ways.
I love that. And I saw that in the book where you show that there's some bullying going on, and mom is explaining how that could be a result of not having enough love in their love tank. And it guides that child who was bullied to go ahead and fill up their own love tank before they start feeling grumpy and that kind of thing. And I just love this simple explanation. It's so clear and it's so easy, and I've never heard it explained quite this way. So I just want to thank you for putting this out there. I predict big things for this book. Will you do us the honor of doing a read aloud of the book?
Of course, yeah. So, The Log Tank by Andrea Mendoza Vasconez and art by Rita Nilsson. Let's play make believe. Imagine that you have different containers in your body, and let's call them tanks. Just like the gas tank in a car that we fill with gas so the car will run, the tanks in your body fill up with other important things that can make you feel your best. For example, imagine a food tank that you fill up with food. That's your stomach. And you know for sure when your food tank is feeling empty. Imagine a knowledge tank. That's your brain. As you grow and read and learn new things, your knowledge tank will fill up to the brim. Now imagine a special superpower container that you may not even know you have. A love tank. That's your heart. Your love tank is where you store all of the love that other people give you and all the love that you give to yourself and to others. Because giving away love to others does not drain your love tank, it fills it up. And just like you need food to grow, you need love to help you do good things and be kind. There are no good people or bad people. They're just people with a full love tank and people with an empty love tank. And a funny thing about the love tank is that you may not notice when it's empty. People with an empty log tank often walk around feeling empty and maybe grumpy. They may think this means that their food tank is empty. They may try to fill up with more food, but that doesn't work. They still feel empty. Some people then go out and buy lots of things, many more than they need. They think this will make them feel better, but they still feel empty. Sometimes, where their log tank is really empty, people will do bad things, maybe even hurt others. Because people with an empty log tank are not able to give as much love as they could if their log tank was full. But here's some good news. You may be able to help. If someone you know is feeling empty and grumpy, perhaps all they need is kindness. Maybe start small, offer a smile, or an apple, or a hug. If they don't respond to your kindness, you may begin to feel grumpy as well. But maybe, just maybe, that means your own love tank might be running a little low. So here's what you can do to refill your tank. Surround yourself with people who love you. That will fill it right back up. If no one else is around, you can fill your own love tank by loving yourself just the way you are. And don't ever give up. If each of us can help to fill someone else's love tank, even just one, then maybe they can help someone else, and then they can help someone else. And just imagine how beautiful and kind our world will be when we all have our love tanks filled to the top.
I thank you so much for sharing that. So, for others that are watching this and are inspired and have ideas that they would like to bring forward into a children's book, what kind of recommendation or advice would you have for them?
Definitely work with someone that knows what they're. I'm so lucky to have found you and all the resources that have been available through your course has been it's been an amazing experience, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. When I wrote the story, I didn't know that I wanted to get it published. It all happened. I just stepped out of the way and let life take its course. But your course definitely helped. And I'm really excited. We're starting to see reviews on Amazon. So the ebook went live. I'm really excited about it. I didn't know what I was doing from the beginning. And just having you hold our hand throughout has been amazing, an amazing resource. So thank you.
Thank you. And I really love the fact that you were able to document that story when you had the ability, when that idea prompts you. I think that's one of the keys too for people is when you get the idea to have a place to put it, whether it's a notepad that you carry nearby, or now everybody has our phone. So that's an awesome way to start capturing ideas. If you are interested in learning more about the love tank, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the ebook available now also for her paperback and hardcover. I'm going to get lots of hardcovers because I feel like I need to gift it to everyone in my family for this Christmas. So I'm going to be piling up on those. So take a look. Where can they follow you? Do you want to share any of your social media links with me and I can put that down? Or is there a website that people can go
Yeah.
to?
I'm currently on Facebook and I'm just wholesome children books. And the thing is, I'm not making it exclusively about the love tank because I do have a series of books. So after the love tank, I had all these different ideas that these are stories that I tell my daughter about gratitude, authenticity, and they're all told in the same way. So it's a metaphor, right? The love tank is a metaphor. I have the gratitude goggles coming up, or the puzzle piece, which talks about authenticity and our place in the world, and another book about connectedness. So there's this whole series that I'm planning, and I'm already working on the second book too. And so I'm making it the Wholesome Children Books. That's the brand that I decided to go with.
Oh, great. I'll definitely put it under the link to this YouTube video as well as share it on social media to try to spread the word. And I would say if you really enjoyed what you heard today, also get the word out, share, spread this beautiful story to others that may appreciate it. And let's do exactly what Andrea recommended is to spread that love and fill love tanks everywhere. Thank you so much, Andrea, for being here and sharing your amazing story with us.
Thank you. Thank you, April.